Gemini, happy birthday. This is your bonus reading. Right now the moon is at 89.2% illumination in the sign of Capricorn, coming out of that full moon that we had on the 23rd. So let's see what kind of energy you're in at this time. Kind of do a vibe check, see who you are and what you need to hear. Alright, so we have water. Could have a water cross watcher, or you could be dealing with a water sign, or you could simply be in this energy yourself. This is about reflection, kindness, compassion. You know, in tarot, water represents emotions, right? Really tapping into those depths. She's like swimming in it, you know? So there could be this energy of like feeling overwhelmed with feeling, or just kind of diving into your feelings about something. Let's see. We'll get to the bottom of it. Alright, so we're starting out with the Emperor and the upright Aries energy. Not that the zodiacs really have to be relevant to your case. I know that it can be helpful, you know, to know the energy of the cards. And that is the energy of the Emperor. It's Aries. So it's all about leadership, inspiration, being strategic, you know, organizing, you know. This definitely could also represent like upper management or fatherhood or parenthood, you know, in general, but it's kind of got that paternal nature to it, whether male, female, whatever, you know. Even as a female, like, I'm sure my kids get a paternal aspect of me through my divine masculine within me, if that makes sense. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and I feel like you could be having a change of heart about something, or perhaps losing interest in somebody, because Knight of Cups tends to talk about, like, you know, rushing in with all these feelings, and you're showing up as a masculine, which would make me feel that this could be you having this change of heart, kind of like backtracking, being like, no, maybe I was wrong about this, maybe this ain't it. With the Six of Wands in reverse, perhaps it could have to do with feeling like you're not properly seen in the right light, or perhaps you're not really looking at them. You don't have like a whole lot of time to give them time and attention and affection, or, you know, whether this is a person or a situation. Let's figure it out. I'm going to clarify both of these cards. So let's clarify the Knight of Cups in reverse. Why is there this energy of a change of heart? King of Wands, because you're really stepping into your leadership role here. You might be like an entrepreneur type of person. But, you know, with the King of Wands and the Emperor, that's heavy fire energy. And it's like you're motivated, you're inspired to work on something that has nothing to do with this stuff, right? So perhaps you're feeling like you just don't have the time, energy, or attention to be giving to, you know, a person at the, and I keep saying a person, but I'm feeling like it is a person. Like you're feeling like, okay, like that was cool and all, but right now I'm trying to take care of business. I'm trying to, you know, get ahead in life. You're tapping into your creativity. Maybe you're learning how to run a business or something of that sort. But it's really, you know, kind of taking you away from the more romantic aspects of life, if that makes sense. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and that's because, you know, right now you're really changing your stars. I feel like you're the reason that this Wheel of Fortune is turning. Like, especially with, like, the energy of the King of Wands sitting on the Lion, you know, it requires, like, strength, courage, and bravery to pursue a new direction, right? To pursue change vigorously, right? And it looks like you are pursuing a change. You want things to be different for yourself, and that's where all your focus is going. With the Ten of Swords in reverse, this is like super rebirth energy. Like you're tired of feeling like at the bottom of something, or you're tired of feeling like left out in the cold in some way, or any kind of feeling of lack. And at this point you're like, okay, right now I really need to just buckle down and get serious about this, which, you know, may require a time of solitude, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like you might be needing some space, some solitude for a while you're in this state of creativity, of like feeling inspired to start something new. It looks like in regards to business or some kind of creative pursuit. Cards went flying. Let me grab that. Yeah, then we have the Ace of Pentacles. And I'm seeing very similar imagery to the Wheel of Fortune here. And this really tells me that it's super indicative of like a new cycle, a new beginning. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is like a gift from God. And so you might be using your God-given gifts to pursue this new cycle. It could be some kind of like artistic passion of yours or something. But it does look like it's a pursuit for something new, something exciting, something that really fuels and ignites your passions. With the Four of Swords in reverse, this is a time of action for you. I don't see you like lounging around, you know, trying to do the most for yourself at this time. I mean, you are doing the most for yourself, but not like in terms of like, you're not taking a bunch of like bubble baths and just, you know, like in a state of nurturing yourself. That's not where you're at right now. You're in a state of like taking care of business and focusing on what you really want. Yeah, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, you've been very decisive about this. About this decision, about this new direction that you're taking. With the Two of Swords, I'm seeing, you know, kind of this energy of feeling a little bit closed off to something. You might feel a little guarded. And if you look at the Rider-Waite deck, the original, you know, tarot deck, there's this girl and she's like blindfolded. She's sitting on a bench. The ocean's behind her, right? All of her emotions behind her. And she's got the swords kind of crossed over her heart. And so when I see the Two of Swords and that imagery comes to my mind, what I'm feeling is like right now your heart's kind of closed for business. If, you know, right now you're trying to like focus on the tangible like resources and you know, maybe trying to get out of that boring 9 to 5 bullshit, that soul killing 9 to 5 bullshit. um and it's like you really want to endeavor on something that's going to really alter the direction and course of your entire life. And right now, that means that you don't really have a lot of time for, you know, screwing around or like, you know, getting into situationships that could be distracting. And it's like you're avoiding the things that are going to interfere with your progress at this time. Could even be like, you know, taking some time to separate from socializing so much, or, you know, because it just looks like all your focus is going towards this thing, this new endeavor. Like, you're not gonna have a lot of time and energy for anything that's outside of that. And I feel that you're gonna, with the Emperor and the King of Wands, you're gonna be very assertive about that. Like, people might ask you to hang out and you're gonna be like, no, I'm busy, I've got to focus on work right now. Or, you know, like, even if it's your day off, you're like, no, I'm still gonna be, you know, in my office and clicking away because I gotta work on stuff. Like, there's this energy of you just not being open, especially with that Two of Swords, to like things that are going to distract you from what it is that you're trying to achieve here. So what is your advice at this time, or any last messages you need to hear? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You don't have to do everything on your own. And I don't mean in terms of like finding romance or anything, but I feel that networking could be in your favor. LinkedIn is a really good, I'm not sponsored or anything, I'm just telling you. LinkedIn is like a pretty good resource for networking. And, you know, it's like they say in like every, you know, like motivational speech thing ever, it's like you are the sum of the top five people that you hang out with, right? So be very picky, very selective about who those top 5 people are, right? Like, if you're trying to be successful in a certain career, like say you want to be a mechanic, you should probably hang out with a lot of mechanics. And then you're gonna learn, or go to drag strips and, you know, learn about cars and really get in with car people, right? Turn that into your world, turn that into your focus, and that will really help you. But if you're like a car person but all your friends are computer techs, you know, there's not going to be a lot of room for growth or, you know, even conversation on the subject. And that could be, you know, harder for you on that path because you're surrounded by computer people and that's just not their focus, right? And, you know, so finding people who are aligned with the kind of energy you're trying to get into is really going to be helpful at this time. You know, and that's not saying that you need to be codependent by any means. I don't see that. I just see that, like, you could be meeting people that could be really helpful on your path. So don't be so closed off that you're not seeing that either. Like, you know, if people are in that general field or going in the same direction you're trying to go in, those are probably good people that you should, you know, bring more of into your life. And it's always nice to converse with people who have commonalities and interests too, because, you know, those are like the deepest connections you're going to make in certain points of your life, are people that are passionate about the same things that you're passionate about, you know. It's really nice, and, you know, in whatever field or direction you're trying to go in. Like if you're trying to be a doctor, but you only hang out with lawyers, you're going to learn how to be a really good liar. You know, you're not really going to learn much about the medical field from hanging out with lawyers a lot. You know, I mean, in your books and studies, sure, but you're not going to have a lot of commonalities, and that will initiate some kind of like separation in that friendship anyway, because it's out of alignment. Kali Kalmasa Nasini. It is time to free yourself from what has been. Learn from it, but not allow it to define or direct the course of your life. Give up your stories about the past. You have outgrown them. Kali consumes mistakes, sins, and negativities. Let her free you now so you could be open to the gift of your life unfolding. Let's see if there's anything else. Kali Mahamaya. When a situation becomes unnecessarily complicated or confusing to your heart, Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective bearer of universal truth. Ultimately, her revelation shall lead you beyond that which is deceptive or not right for you. This you were promised. She protects you from that which is unworthy of your heart and seeks to constrain your spirit. Baba Tarini. When momentum is building and you don't know how to stop fueling the fire or reverse the damage, Kali brings grace and freedom from negative patterning and stubborn mindsets resistant to change. Now is a powerful time for spiritual work and healing practices. She will support the work, and much growth can come from it. The storm shall be gentled, and you shall emerge unharmed. Anahata Kali. Your heart cannot be constrained or contained or constrained, by what has taken place in your life. Your heart wisdom and empowerment is growing, and soon you shall have the wisdom and courage to accomplish something significant to your soul journey. Trust in the invisible workings of divine love in your life. Let your heart be at peace as it guides you onwards. And that is what I have for you. Namaste. I love you all, and I will see you later.